Welcome, my name is Djamal. I live and work in Gibraltar for circa 10 years now. I'm originally from Germany. What I would like to do within this video is, I would like to give my personal assessment of the current Gibraltar government. When I came to Gib, the GSD was still in power, and soon after the GSLP was voted into government. Please understand, this is my own opinion. I'm not part of any political organization. I don't have any political aspirations. I'm a financial trader by profession, and I studied economics and finance. So if you agree with my opinion, please leave a like. If you disagree, please leave a dislike, and also you're welcome to comment, of course. So what I would like to do is I would like to give a quick overview of the GSLP ministers, and then I would like to come to their achievements over the last decade or so. And I would like to conclude with several appeals of mine, also considering the current historical events that are going on in the world. So let's start with the overview. Of course, we have the Chief Minister, Fabian Picardo. We have the Deputy Chief Minister, Joseph Garcia. The Minister for Business, Tourism and Transport is Vijay Dayanani. The Minister for Digital and Financial Services is Albert Isola. Former Chief Minister Sir Bossano is Minister for Economic Development, Enterprise, Telecommunications and the Gibraltar Savings Bank. Gilbert Likudi is Minister for Education, Employment, Utilities and the Port. Stephen Linares is Minister for Housing, Youth and Sport. Samantha Sacramento is Minister for Justice, Multiculturalism, Equality and Community Affairs. Dr. John Cortez is Minister for the Environment, Sustainability and Climate Change. Paul Balban is Minister of Health and Care. So, in this next part, I would like to give an overview of the achievements of this government. And of course, this is not a complete list, otherwise it would take too long. But I would like to stress certain topics in that context. Of course, we have the big Brexit crisis. I think the government overall did a great job in responding to that one. That was not easy. And then, of course, soon after we had, and we still have, the corona crisis going on. In my personal opinion, I believe that to date, the government did a great job responding to it. I mean, first we had to understand what's going on, okay? It was not clear what the risks are, and we prepared for the worst. So to date, I think that was a smart decision. Then we have other achievements, such as the establishment of the Gibraltar Savings Bank, the establishment of the Gibraltar University. Okay, that was really, really important, long overdue, to have also an institution of higher education, so that was very well done. We have a lot of investment in other educational projects in the schools, such as Westside School, all new buildings. Fantastic. I think that was very important for Gibraltarian society, and that's really appreciated. The GSLP government also created the Commonwealth Park, which is fantastic and makes Gibraltar greener, and I think that was a great job. We now also have the Midtown Park, which will be finished soon. It should also be said that the government did a good job in modernizing society. So overall, I think the achievements are significant. Traditionally, Gibraltar always had smart politicians, which is one of the reasons that it always did well, also in economic terms, historically speaking. And I would like to say credit where credit is due. I believe that looking at Gibraltar around a decade ago compared to today, it has reached the next level despite all the significant historical events that have happened and are still going on. So that's really appreciated. And it should also be said that the politicians, and of course that also includes the opposition, they also make big personal sacrifices, because They may not necessarily be able to, move around freely or enjoy things that, other citizens can enjoy. It's a small place. So I think it's fair to say, well done. These are very, very good achievements. Many projects, of course, if one would go for completeness, this would be a longer list. I may show some of the screenshots that show other projects I didn't mention. Okay, so the next part is about my personal suggestions. First of all, in terms of the economy, I would like to say that it's very, very important that Gibraltar in the near future has more banks, more financial institutions, companies and individuals can choose from. I believe that should be a priority when it comes to economics. So this would be one appeal. Please try to get more banks to come to JIB, because right now the choice is quite limited, and big companies, they expect a large infrastructure to be in place, different options they can choose from. Okay, the next topic, direct democracy. I personally believe that it's time that democracy in Gibraltar becomes more direct. We have other countries such as Switzerland, which practice direct democracy since many years. And it's absolutely feasible here. Yeah, Switzerland, for example, is much bigger than Gibraltar. The internet can be used for online polls. Please, the appeal is do more in that area, okay? I personally trust the wisdom of the collective. I trust that wise decisions are made. And people prefer that over, big decisions being imposed on them. The next appeal would be regarding civil planning. Okay, of course, we have a high number of new buildings in Gibraltar. There was a lot of development in the last years, but we also see many high buildings at the outer parts of JIB. What's happening is that this affects, how everything looks like, let's say. So high buildings on the outside, they put a big shadow on the center. So, these are all considerations that should be taken into account before big projects like that are approved. Because these buildings are there to stay, okay? Certainly for years, decades, maybe longer. Now we need to think in the long term how such developments affect the overall civil planning in JIB. So that's my appeal. Please understand that one tries to approve big projects to push the GDP and so on. But there are also non-financial factors that should be taken into account and which affect every one of us who live in JIB. Okay, the next topic, and maybe I should in the future make another video about this exclusively. Now, obviously, the budget of JIB will be affected by the costs that have resulted from the COVID-19 crisis. The question is, how can the budget now be balanced? Yes, I personally believe it's not a good idea to, implement indirect hidden taxes such as increasing, the costs of parking or implementing a road tax. I believe in this particular situation, the right way to go about it is to implement a one-off tax payment for high net worth individuals. For example, people with assets that exceed £10 million, and out of those 10 million, 1 million are in liquid assets. They should pay a one-off tax of around 0.35%. So to make a long story short, rather than taxing the man on the street, let's say, I believe it's a better idea to do a one-off tax for people who are doing very well. Okay, I believe this is feasible. I'm personally not particularly left-wing or anything, but in this situation, that seems to make much more sense than anything else in terms of balancing the budget. Of course, other measures have to be taken as well. I would like to come to another section, and this one includes more urgent personal appeals. Okay, please understand, right now we are in this historic situation. There's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of fear. People really worry about what's coming next. And I believe it's a good idea to address those issues head on, okay? So, the first topic, vaccines. My personal appeal would be that the Gibraltar government issues a statement which clearly states that there will never be mandatory or incentivized vaccines in Germany regarding COVID-19. So that basically, my body, my choice. People have a choice. Nobody should ever be discriminated in any way to take a vaccine or even be forced to take a vaccine. And the same applies to any kind of passive or active microchipping as well. I believe it would be a good idea to issue a statement and to address this issue head on, so that there is no uncertainty, that there are no fears in the population. The next topic, 5G. Okay. As far as I know, to date, we only have 3 different antennas. One is on the Gibraltar building, the other one is on number 6, and then there's another one, I think, on the Midtown complex. Look, I mean, no matter what the future will show, I think right now, just as a precautionary measure, it makes sense to first of all put it on hold. I'm not saying forever, but for now, so to not build any more antennas. And secondly, to be fully transparent with regards to when it's switched on. Because right now, as far as I know, there's a test period going on. So sometimes it's switched on, sometimes it's switched off. So please, we need full transparency, whether it's switched on or switched off. I understand that, the government tries to be top-notch in terms of technology, and that's very important. I myself, I'm a financial trader as a profession, so I'm the last one who would be against any kind of technological progress or faster internet. However, looking at the fact that right now, to date, there is no scientific conclusive evidence regarding the long-term effects of 5G, and also considering the fact that once we have 5G fully implemented, what will follow is 6G, 7G, 8G, 9G, and so on and so on, and more electrosmog. I believe for right now it would be a good idea to, take a step back, to see what other bigger countries are doing. Yeah, for example, Switzerland again is pulling out, Slovenia is following, and so on. Let's wait until we have more evidence and we know, okay, what are the actual risks? Is it within the tolerable range or not? I believe to address this issue head on would also, help a lot of people to not have any fear, okay, to sleep at night. And again, as I said, I'm not saying that 5G is no option in the future, but right now, it's, I think, a smart decision to just wait a bit and to see what other countries are doing, what the long-term effects potentially are from all that, because the truth is nobody really knows, okay? Nobody knows the long-term effects of these new technologies regarding nature, regarding health, and so on and so on. Okay, so to summarize, I believe that this particular government has done a great job. It has brought Gibraltar to the next level. It has done a lot of good projects. Some of them are really overdue, such as the university. So thank you for that. These achievements are really appreciated. Okay, and all those projects required hard work and sacrifice. So what we need now is, in order to make sure that Gibraltar stays as great as it is right now, it would be a smart idea to implement those precautionary measures, I guess, to be on the safe side, to step back, to not trying to be a forerunner in those unknown territories, let's say, and to reassure the public that all those topics will be considered with due care. Okay, nothing will be rushed through, nothing will be enforced without the approval of the public overall. So I believe Gibraltar should not follow any other country or copy any other country. I think Gibraltar is developed enough to find its own way, okay, and to go its own way. And I believe that we have very good politicians who are able to make that happen. And so this is basically a very quick summary of what I personally believe, what I think would be the wise decision right now. And these things would ensure people that in the long run everything will be fine. At some point we return back to normal and we all can look towards a bright future. Okay, thank you for your time. If you agree with most of those points, leave me a like. If you disagree with most of these points, please leave me a dislike, comment, and I wish everyone a good summer despite everything what's happening. Stay safe. Goodbye.